9:10 Eastern. All right, where's our money at, guys? What are we thinking? Are we thinking red blue takes it, or are we thinking blue steel items? The 50 in one, the fifth. What is it? What did they say? It's the 50 in one deck now. So blue steel taking it with the items, or red blue taking it with this massive control package with coils and everything else. How are we feeling today? All right. I like I like their lore counter pads, the life counter, lore counter pads that Southside Gaming has. I just like the whole Sakura tree, or if that's the right name. I could be way wrong, so please let me know. But here we go. I also like the yellow sleeves. All right, we got the Fortisphere into Popsicle. All depends if Oswald high rolls. I mean, yeah, we saw Zan get some really bad Oswalds today. That was wild seeing just his Oswald miss time and time and time again. So we'll see if Jeremy has the same bad luck as Zan did. But we see a great start from Jonathan, just getting down that um, just seeing Jonathan get down that bell going to help, make it so something like Oswald can't get some early quests in. So next turn, we're going to see, does Oswald start getting lucky? Now, one of the questions is, does he have Quill in his hand? It doesn't look like it. So he does not get the really big, like, high roll start that he would like. There's no bell, there's no Oswald into Fishbone Quill. So we'll kind of see, we'll see how things roll, and you might as well get that free lore from that man is using a Sharpie on a playmat. Someone please stop him. Please. I know that Sharpie's almost dead, but stop it. Okay. So double trigger. Let's see. Here we go. Strength of a Raging Fire. At least it's out of the way. You probably won't need that. Pete, that one's unfortunate. You'd rather have that. Look at that smile from Jonathan. He's just like, yeah. All right, let's see. So this is where things are a little unfortunate. Jonathan has no way to answer those right now. No brawl, no nothing. So he's just gonna kind of literally play his own game and just not interact with his opponent's board because he can't. So that gives so much time for Jeremy to start getting those Oswald triggers, because for every time he misses an item with Oswald, he gets that much closer to an item, right? It's the same old tale of playing Ariel and then never not seeing songs with Ariel. So you did not want to see that lucky dime, though. That feels really bad. Oh man. So yeah, oh boy, having to ink that. Oh no. Oh, but no characters. So, oh boy, Jeremy is in a rough spot right now. That is a hand. That is not a good hand. I mean, this next hand, he can drop that Maurice's workshop, and by dropping Maurice's workshop, he's then able to ink and then possibly start really drawing cards. But Greatstone Dragon's not going to be doing a whole lot for him here. Um, Now Jonathan has the big Sizus coming in, so big Sisu able to clear those Oswalds really well, and then you're kind of leaving Jonathan, up the creek without a paddle. So, yeah, definitely not seeing the Oswald high rolls that he would like to see right now. And yeah, missing 9 triggers was wild. Like that is. But so far we're at 4. We're no, we've missed 3 triggers so far with Oswald for Jeremy. So not quite at 9. And then DKP out here to drop in the knowledge that if you guys get in on the guide, there's more content coming, which I firmly believe. It's already at almost 8 hours and the set's only just begun. So just check, Zan's deck list is set to private. So All right. Possibly from his guide. So that would be my assumption, and they leaked it everywhere. So okay, so we do drop the Maurice's workshop. Now let's see if we get blessed. Do we see? No, nope. Jonathan's so happy. Look at him just nod. He's so happy right now. I love the head nods from Jonathan. That is so awesome. Okay, so Jeremy just recognizing I need ink. Okay, so he sees a fishbone. That feels really good. You're really happy about that. And then of course he gets the draw from Maurice's workshop. He gets a Tamatoa. That's not doing a whole lot yet, but he can banish the popsicle and then Tamatoa and then get some draw that way. So he's kind of done. It looks like he's just done with the Oswalds. He's kind of given up on that route. He knows that, he's getting into big Sisu range, things like that. So he's fine with just getting the lore while he can and moving on. So oh, 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 is it really you? Oh, anti-meta, is that really from Alta? Hang on. Forgive me, guys. Well, oh, that really is you. Oh, shoot. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Just check Zan's deck list is set to private. I don't know how someone was able to see it. The screenshot was from my Dreamborn. Well, that's interesting. I got nothing. I got nothing, man. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say. The Enchanted Sisu coming down, absolutely beautiful. We'll just kind of move on over to the next conversation. I didn't even realize that was actually you. Yeah, that's interesting. The fact that it's been on private the whole time. Um, hmm, hmm, interesting. Okay, well, it will be a mystery for everyone. Let's go items. So we know who Platypus is over here cheering for. No, so here though, I think we just, I think we just go Baby Tammy here. So we're going to ink the Maurice's workshop. Okay, we pop the popsicle, and then we go Tammy, Baby Tammy, to bring back the popsicle and draw. No, yeah, okay. So Tammy, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, slow down a little. Did he? Yeah, yeah. You're doing you're going a little quick, buddy. Because he should only have 6 ink, right? Or he should have 6 ink exerted. So this one should be readied as well. So you do the 1 for Popsicle, and then the 1 for Maurice's workshop, right? Like this one on the far left shouldn't be exerted, or did I miss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, I feel like he could have drawn an extra card with Maurice's workshop there. Or did I miss something? Did I miss something where he did have to pay the 1 ink for something else? Because Fishbone Quill's ink comes in usable, right? It's not exerted. I'm pretty sure. Or am I wrong? Is it exerted? I need to play more blue. Fishbone. Put any card from your hand into your inkwell face down. Yeah, so interesting. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. You guys let me know. But I think he should have had 1 ink readied so he could have drawn off of Maurice's workshop. But we'll move on. We see the big Sisu coming in, questing for 3. So drop the Tamatoa. Blue Steel, yeah, all right. I think that was one of the consensus or one of the thoughts with Blue Steel items last set when the decks were trying to force Oswald is if your Oswald didn't hit, you were just in a really bad place. And we're kind of seeing that right now. that Oswald not, not going off, and look, you kind of get into a rough position where you put so much into Oswald, and then if he doesn't work out, what do you end up doing? So okay, so we get to play the dime for free here that we've had since the beginning of time. So that feels pretty good. We do have a Tamatoa down or in hand, so we can go Tamatoa. I wonder if you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wonder if Jonathan kind of just wanted to bait the Tamatoa. Well, never mind. He didn't have an answer for the Tamatoa anyways, so it was going to get to do something regardless. So inks there, plays the big Tamatoa. Well, that doesn't do anything for you anyways because you can't exert the dime this turn and Tamatoa. So that's pretty rough, but you do have the second lucky dime, and that feels pretty good. Scrooge McDuck coming down. All right, that feels good. So for items, I think you're just looking for a popsicle here or Fortisphere. You just want more draw, right? Because this Fortisphere represents 2 draw with the Maurice's Workshop. That feels pretty nice. So banishes the popsicle. Goes 8. Okay, so he is going to decide to drop the Tamatoa here. Bring back the popsicle. Lots of draw next turn. That popsicle and that Fortisphere represents 2 cards each, right? Because of Maurice's Workshop. So now we, like, he has no big removal, right? So he does, nope. He could quest. Okay, so he does have that. So he can still go Hiram here. No coils though. He could quest with Tamatoa to bring back coil, but 1 coil's not enough for the Tamatoa unless he has a way to double ink this turn, and it doesn't look like he does. So that's not quite gonna do it. Looks like he's debating going Maui into the baby Tammy, and that's okay. So that looks like what he'll do. All right. What do I quest with first? What do I quest with first here? All right, going 1 for the Vitalosphere. Oh, is that what I missed? Are you lit? Is that what I missed earlier on? Was the Great Stone Dragon? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So, Maui does come down, take out the crab, and then we go ahead and quest for 1, 2, 3. So, okay, with the Sizu. All right, get some draw, and then ink something so we can hide away. Probably just ink the bell, right? I mean, I guess there's no reason to have to ink the bell. The bell just represents reach. But okay, so he does just opt to get rid of it just in case, there is an answer to Hiram. Hideaway's the dime. All right. Which is a bummer. That dime, he really wanted that dime because that dime represented so much lore with a second dime in hand. So, because the second dime in hand would have represented, well, Tammy quest for 1. Oh, that would have probably been lethal with the second dime in hand. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 with dime, 5 with second dime, and then 6 for Tama's 1 lore. So 6, 12 for the second dime. Then you play a Fortisphere and Popsicle. I don't know if you have enough ink for all that, but that's math for another time. So, Fortisphere comes down, draw 1. Is there? I mean, probably, right? So, can he get there this turn? So, draws 1. Oh my goodness. Can he get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That takes him to 12 plus 8 is 20. Oh my goodness, he got there. Holy crap. That is so wild. Oh goodness gracious, that is so wild. 4 to 20 in one turn. You know, that was oh, and I don't think, looking back, I don't think Jonathan could have done that any differently. He ran through all of his resources. He had no answers for that big Tamatoa. So that was wild. All right. So that's oh man, that was interesting. Well, there we go. All right. That was game 2, I think. Was that just game 2 or was that game 3? Or sorry, game 1. We started at 9:10. That was only game 1. Okay. All right. So game 1 went, I guess, faster than I thought it would have. We started at 9:10. No, I don't think. So Travis, I don't know if you've been watching all day. So Jeremy is playing an Oswald deck, but he did not have an Oswald in play at the end of that game. So just putting that out there. But Jeremy taking it. So there we go. Well, we saw a nice judge shirt in there. I do like their blue judge shirts that the judges got at the DLCs. Those are really nice button-up shirts. I'm a big fan of those, if I do say so myself. I do like a nice button-up. I'd wear that thing with pride. I could never be a judge, though. I do not know the rules nearly well enough that these guys dedicate to learning the rules. So huge shout out to any of these judges that become DLC judges, and or just judges in general. Huge shout out to you guys. I know the rules okay-ish enough to get by, but never to the point where I could be like telling other people they misplayed and stuff like that to the level they do. And then knowing the sequences, how to reset to what based off of what they did. Like judges, there's a lot of stuff that goes into doing that, and it's pretty wild. And they don't make millions by doing it. They make very little judging. They do it just because they want to. Jonathan going only mulliganing 1 card. So that's not what you want to see. You never like seeing people mulligan 1, so oh yeah. Yep, no, the glare over here, yeah, it was a big Tamatoa, the baby Tamatoa, and I think one other card he had over here. I'm just not 100% sure what it was. So all right. Let's see. Now that is interesting. So he did put his mulligan cards on top. And I think, see, this is one of those judge things, right? Where I just don't know well enough. I think, right? I think the cards you mulligan have to go on the bottom of your deck, and then you shuffle your deck. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. But again, I just don't know the rules well enough on that. That's just how I was taught. I don't know if that's a legitimate rule because I've never looked that deep into it. So, but yeah, let me know. Let me know if that's actually in the rules or not. All right, but we see Inked Vitalosphere played the Popsicle, and let's see what comes down. Pete and Popsicle. All right. Do we see the bell come down? All right, there it is. Pretty good start. Can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. Unconventional tool. That's a pretty good one we see coming down, and we'll clap back with a bell of our own. So Fishbone Quill. Oh yes, because unconventional. Oh, that is what a high roll. What a great turn that makes with unconventional tool being able to do that. So because when it's banished, you get to play an item for 2 less. So you get to play Quill. Oh, that is really nice. And then you go into your turn 3, going up to 5 lore potentially. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful play. So we get rid of the bell early. Oh man, that is really nice. That is a great play. That was really sexy. All right. And inked a second bell. I'd imagine that's all the bells in the deck saying I don't really want those this game. I'd rather do a lot of other things. Now, he had a great turn, but he's already down to 2 cards. Now, he does have Hiram, though, to draw, so he is going to draw more, so that's not an issue. Now, the question is, do you need the Fishbone Quill? No, you do not. All right. So you get rid of the baby Sizu, say I don't need that. You go to 1, winning, right? Winning the game. Oh, and the Tamitoa. Does he come? Yep, comes down this turn. Brings back Popsicle and Fishbone. Unconventional, yeah. I mean, might as well, right? Just play items for free. You're probably pretty happy with where you're at for ramp at this point, so don't really need that either. And then quest for, yeah, there you go. Quest for 1. This is a pretty good start. This is a pretty good start if you are Jonathan. So, and then if you're Jeremy, you're not seeing to win with that opening hand. Yeah, that was a nasty opening hand. Jeremy not starting off super strong, no ramp or anything. That feels pretty bad if you're Jeremy. So, not the same starts for both players here. We take out the Flaversham, feel pretty good with that, but with Maurice's Workshop in hand, you can start doing some crazy draw now, and that feels pretty good as well. So, and then Tamatoa can just get down Maurice's Workshop for free or unconventional tool, but I'd imagine it's just Maurice's Workshop. I think that even costs more anyways. It costs 3. Yeah, so now you can pay 3 to play the other one, or just play 1 to get the draw first with unconventional tool, as we do. Get the free draw. You could do it again with Vitalosphere, or just slam down the other tool, which feels fine as well. Opt to go Maui, though, just to clear the board, just to take things, just so you can keep the board controlled. That way you don't lose control, because if you lose control of the board and force a B prep, then that doesn't feel really good either. So that B prep's more of like a last resort kind of card that you don't want to be forced to use. Tamatoa coming down, or sorry, Zeus blowing up the Tamatoa. We're going to see a Great Stone Dragon next turn. He does have characters now to be able to do that. I'm very surprised Googly is not correcting the ink things, the ink stuff here. You know, like turning your ink early. But again, it's just one of those small things. I do know that much. So, yes, when you mulligan, you're supposed to put the cards on the bottom, then shuffle. Also, that player shouldn't be reading all their ink. Hey, speak of the devil. That's, yep. So I'm surprised Googly's not calling that out, at least the ink. But it could just be one of those things that they're just, you know, it is what it is, right? They're just letting it play out. But I will say it's on, we'll just see. Yeah, it's good. I have full faith in Googly, so I'm sure it's kind of just chilling. We do opt to ink the lucky dime, but we get the workshop down. We get the Great Stone Dragon down. We pay 1, get the draw. Great Stone Dragon's going to be able to start netting you ink next turn. But this is a tough place right now. You can, but at the same time, I mean, 2 Maurice's Workshop, though, all you need is 1 item, and you can start drawing 2 cards. Like, Popsicle's going to let you draw 3 cards. Like, that's wild. That's a pretty good turn. That is pretty nice. So, You looks like he healed Maui, right? So right, because yeah, so it looks like I thought he did. Maybe he just, but yeah. Anyways, plays the popsicle for 1. Does he pay the 1 for Maurice's workshop? Yep. Okay. All right. Scrooge for free because we can play a 4/4 for free now because we run item cards, take a popsicle because why not, and pass turn. Did hmm Okay, popsicle. Banish this item, remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. So I'd imagine that's why he pointed at Maui to remove 2 damage from Maui, but maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, I feel like you have to. Anyways, that's okay. Moving on. Let's see what happens now. So, Fishbone Quill, put something there. Zeus the Tamatoa. Really need items though. Not seeing items is not good when you have 2 Maurice's workshops down. So, oh boy. Look at all those items. He has so much time to cycle right now as Jeremy has no hand. I mean, that could easily change. That can change so fast when you have 2 Maurice's workshops down. But like Jonathan right now has so many resources at his disposal. When we see the Fishbone Quill, we can just start inking like mad. Um, there you go. Yep. So that should have been done last turn, but that's okay. We'll let it be. We'll let it be. Um, just let it go, right? As Elsa would say. And just just drawing our whole deck. My phone is freaking out. Oh, my little brother called for just a second and then hung up. Yeah, we'll see if he calls back. Okay. Okay. 3 Maurice's workshops. He does get to draw 2. That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. And just like that, do we see? Did we just like that though? It took one item, and he's able to go up to 2 cards in hand. Unfortunately, he can. Okay, Scrooge McDuck searching for hopefully a popsicle, but we're happy with any item. But popsicle is ideal. Popsicle representing 4 card draw next turn. That feels really good because the game's still like we saw what happened, right? He went from 4 to 20 in 1 turn. So the game's very far from over, especially when you have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items on board. So just like that, we see a Tamatoa come down. We see lots of draw from the Maurice's workshop. Pete comes down, which is really nice. We do see the bell to banish, getting things ready for Tamatoa, getting things ready for both Tamatoas. So this game is far from over, but we do see a hideaway. Unfortunately, I don't think you just hide away 1 Maurice's workshop. Maybe you can, but now if you're Jonathan, I think you're trying to draw first before you quest with Tamatoa, looking for the lucky dime, right? So, all right, because here's the thing: do you care about questing with Tamatoa just to play a popsicle for free? Okay, so we see the Scrooge McDuck searching again for that lucky dime, and we don't see it. So takes the coil. At least you get some board control from the coil, which feels really nice. Now we do still have. Okay, so we're just gonna opt to do the thing, quest for 2, play the coil for free, maybe. Okay, so you play the coil for free. Now, does he opt to draw with Maurice's workshops? He's thinking, is there other stuff I need to play that's more important right now? And it doesn't look like. Okay, opts not to draw with the Maurice's Workshop, so passes up on that opportunity, instead letting me just ink. Yeah, what a game for sure. That, like, that's so much going on right now. Like, it's wild. So he is able to clear out. He is able to clear out the Scrooge McDuck. All right. Oh boy, there's a lot going on. These item decks are something wild. Like, I strong, if you run into them in locals, I strongly urge you to try and pay attention like nobody's business, because I don't even think that it'd be malicious. I really don't. I like to believe that most 99% of the people that play aren't going to be malicious. But when you play this many cards and this many actions in one turn, and so many things happening and moving, things can easily get a little bit out of control. So and this is one of the crazy things about these item decks is Maurice's Workshop, not an action. All these items, not actions. So Pete isn't stopping anything. You know what is, though? My boy Gantu, that I'm really, really, really loving in my Amber Steel aggro deck. Just putting that out there. Gantu's a beast. All right, imagine a 3-cost popsicle. Feels pretty good. So, but we're looking at this. Okay, we see the bell come down. It was a turn, but unfortunately not drawing a lot. We do have Lucky Dime in hand, which feels good, but Lucky Dime is not doing it for you. You're still down a metric ton of items. You need something, right? So it looked like that was a popsicle in hand still, so opting to save that popsicle when you have ink for the Maurice's Workshops. So, all right, let's see what happens here. Because right now you've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you have 15 on board. So Lucky Dime would only take you to 17. But I mean, we learned last time what happens when when a blue steel item deck gets to keep a Tamatoa down. So I'm sure that's kind of really high on the agenda right now of make sure I can clear that Tamatoa. And it looks like, I mean, he has Let It Go. So Let It Go is an easy answer. But the 2 coils let him clear it as well with that baby Sizu. So that's fine as well. Yeah, exactly, Platypus. That's exactly what happened too. Like he's so used to just banishing Popsicle and it doing nothing that I think he honestly just forgot that it does heal 2 damage. So I think that's really just what happened there. Is he just forgot that that's actually a part of the card because you just never use it. It's strictly just a cantrip, essentially, a card just cycling through your deck doing stuff. So all right. Inks once gives -4 to Tamatoa and Sizu. That's right, he played Pete anyways that turn, so you couldn't brawl or let it go anyways. So Sizu was your only answer. That is wild. That is so wild. That is so wild that I can't. Oh man, just wild. Oh, Coil is such a good card. Look at all of those items. Oh my goodness gracious. Maurice's Workshop, what a monster of a card. We're just seeing what it can do. It takes a second to get going, but when it does, it can just pop off like nobody's business. And we're just seeing it here. So I think this one will go to Jonathan. I don't think Jeremy's going to be able to pull this one out this time. So all right, he's taking a second to slow down. All right, draws for Popsicle, then draws for Maurice's Workshop, and then draws for Maurice's Workshop, and then draws for Maurice's Workshop, maybe. There we go. So here's Scrooge McDuck, okay, coming down. So here's the problem, Brian, with running Find'em Flatnum, because everybody's going to try and force that in right now. And Find'em Flatnum, it just, I don't know if it's worth it. And the reason it could, Steel Song could run Find'em Flatnum more successfully than most other decks. And that's because we have an easy answer for the Tamatoa, that being the baby and the big Tamatoa. So by running Find'em Flatnum, no, see, that doesn't, if we run Find'em Flatnum, baby Tamatoa still just brings back the items, right? And that's one of the problems right now. Their only way to bring back items before was big Tamatoa, and that was relatively slow. That took them until turn 6, turn 7. Turn 6, they could force down baby Tamatoa. So Find'em Flatnum, I just don't know if that's really the answer for Steel Song. I think the answer is still just go really heavy underneath them and beat them just like we've always beat Blue Steel before, and just go Blue Steel and Blue Red. You just beat them not by grinding them out, you beat them by going underneath them. So, all right, so he does all that, and now he's going to pick up. And 4 Zeus. So that's 4 songs. And then you don't get rid of Strength, right? So that's 8 songs. The Whole New World's 12 songs. Let the Storm Rage on. Some might cut that down to 3, but even then, that's 15 songs. So you could cut Let the Storm Rage down to 3, and then you have your 2 or 3 miscellaneous songs. But yes, it is still live. This match, so before I get off topic, so you could run something like 2 World's Greatest Criminal Minds and 1 Find'em Flatnum, and that could work by, or you could just go up to, 18 songs, which would be fine as well. I think, opting to go above, 17. The nice thing about going to 18 songs is your aerial is very rarely going to whiff, so that's also a consideration. So you could run this. So this game 3 started at 9:10 Eastern. It is now, wow, this is going really fast. It is only 9:48 Eastern. So it actually is going really quickly. So, but yes, this is still live. Ladderless 88. So I don't know. Maybe that is an idea though. Is you could run 1 Find'em Flatnum, and that's not bad, right? Now, because I never replace World's Greatest Criminal Mind for Find'em Flatnum, because World's Greatest Criminal Mind is such a good answer for Maui Half Shark and Big Tamatoa. So it's just a really good answer for both versions of Red Blue. Did it just get a lot brighter there? Yes, it did. Okay. Low key, I think Ruby Steel would be viable for Find'em Flatnum. Yeah, it could be. So you could grab it back with Maui Shark. Oh, that's an interesting idea. That is very true. So you could definitely do that. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. So something worth exploring. And that's just it. This is day 2 of the meta. There is so much left to explore for all these different decks. There are so many opportunities that just decks we haven't looked at, decks that haven't seen anything. So now that we have a meta, right? A day 2 meta, we have the CCS 8K coming up in 2 weeks. We have the Hunter Burton Memorial coming up next weekend. We're going to see so much more development, I think, than we've ever seen before, because we're not relying on just DLCs now. We're not relying on the one CCS, or we're not like the Battle Bear or whatever it's called into the CCS into the DLC. Now we have this sponsored by Southside Gaming and South Florida Lorcana Network, into the Hunter Burton, into the CCS, into the 10K put on by World Class Cards. Like, there's so much meta development that's going to happen now that it's pretty wild. It's different. The game is changing very much, and I'm on board. Hey, he sees the Oswald trigger, and that was possibly one of the best cards he could have seen for the Oswald trigger, being that Quill because now the Oswald gets 2 triggers per turn. And look at all this card draw that he gets right off the bat. That is really nice. So let's see. No answer for the Oswald either. And 3 uninkables. You're not happy about that. So Maurice's Workshop comes down, and that's it. That's all you're doing on your turn. That does feel really bad. So, no, and you're very right. Like Platypus, and getting rid of 10 items on board would feel really good. Like, and that's just it. So the thing with playing Find and Flatten misses with the Oswald. But he still has the second Fishbone Quill ink, so we'll get to see another Oswald. Let's see if he hits really quick, and then we'll talk about. Nope, no hit. So that's the thing with Find 'em Flatten 'em, is it's this emergency card. It's kind of like B prep. You just have to time it correctly. If you play it too early, it does nothing, right? It does absolutely nothing but hurt you almost, because now you give them back all this free card draw with the baby Tammy. So it's something that you have to hold on to. You have to wait till the time is right and use it kind of when they're ignoring your board for their going for their big swing turn. So it's going to be about timing those, almost like how we timed Pete to hopefully stop a big ramp turn or a B prep turn or things like that. So all right, and we're back to Jeremy. So Jeremy questing for 2 here. We're gonna get to see 2 Oswald triggers. Just, oh man, Jonathan, just those uninkables without seeing Fishbone Quill just eating him alive right now. Was that a lucky dime? Yeah, is that a luck? Yep, that's a lucky dime. So Jeremy getting that lucky dime to come down with off of Oswald. So he has a free lucky dime on turn, what, 4, 5 maybe? The high rolls coming in. Man, oh man. Oh, just nasty. What do we see? Maurice's Workshop. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Jonathan is over here saying, not like this, please. Not like this. Because we see the popsicle. You get another free draw. Just, this is nasty. This is so nasty. Like, look at all those items still in his hand to draw off of Maurice's Workshop if he wanted. He said, you know what? I have half my items at this point. Oswald's probably not getting me anything more. But the crazy thing is that he still has to like answer Oswald. Luckily he has Bell, but you can't let Oswald live, because with the way this game is going, Oswald would still probably see another card, and it would probably be a dime, because that's just how this game is going right now. We do see the Bell. That's not going to do a whole lot. Like at this point, like you can kind of see it on Jonathan's face. He knows that he's in a really, really bad position. Like Jeremy has so many resources right now. He has so many items already down. Like he's already at 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 ink. Like, yes, just rough. It's a rough position for Jonathan. Just a fun little reminder. Jonathan unfortunately took second at the last SSG 10K as well, losing to Freddy. So he just doesn't have that first place luck when it comes to these Southside Gaming events, unfortunately. But the game's not over though, right? We've seen red-blue decks come back from behind so many times, so it's far from over. As far as how many Oswalds does he have? 3 Oswalds, I believe, is the number. So, because it's one of those cards, it's not doing you any good late game, and it's uninkable, so you don't want a whole lot, but you want to try and see them early game. But last game, like, you don't need it to win. But as you can see, when you high roll it, it feels pretty good. So, all right, here, just so many options, so many lines of play. And I will say Jeremy's playing it extremely quickly, which is really impressive. Another ink, because why not? When we get another Oswald trigger, I don't know how effective those Oswald triggers are going to be at this point. We've seen, like, let's look at items here. We've got 1 item 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I think there's another in his hand for 10. That's most of the items in his list. So I don't know if you want to keep triggering Oswald at this point, knowing that there's so many cards in your list that aren't items, or in your deck that aren't items at this point. So, But then, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have not played the deck, so I cannot I cannot even begin to know what the right answer is. So we do see Coil B prep comes down. Um, I mean, you're stopping Tamatoa from getting free items down, but that B prep does not feel good by any stretch of the imagination. And when you're already at 9, you have a lucky dime down, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items. Like, and he top deck. Oh, look at all those! Look at all those Tamatoas. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh my goodness! And he sees a popsicle. Just well, good game, Jeremy. Congratulations. You are the winner of the 10 case event. You get 14 boxes of the new set. That's what he gets for winning this event. So I'm sure. And then on top of that, Zan took 4th. So he gets, I believe, 4th place took a case. So between the two of them, they'll get 18 boxes. And I'm sure they'll divvy those out pretty well. So yeah, that's awesome. Unless they split. Top cuts do split at these SSG events pretty often. So, and then they just play the games for fun. So, but I don't know if that's what they did this time. Yeah, Brian, 14 boxes. Like that's very wild. That is so huge. Again, huge shout out to Southside Gaming. They're the store putting this on, owned by an Army veteran, Sister at Arms, and South Florida Lorcana Network for being the ones to put all this together. They got the casters, the casters, the comm crew, so huge shout out to all of them. So if you guys have 5 seconds, please go to the description, check out their Discord, check out their Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and please follow all those, because they're able to put these events on with next to no registration fee because of the marketing they do with their social media pages. So by liking those, that's how these keep happening for next to no registration fees, because they're not paying for the prizes with registration. It doesn't even come close if you guys have done the math. So please like those pages, all right? It would mean the world to me, to them, to everybody if we can keep these things going. So, all right, we go to 14. We drop a Tamatoa. We quest out, and that's game. Jeez, and it's like Jonathan wasn't even playing. That was legitimately just playing solitaire. That was a disgusting game.